Welcome to this episode of my VA disability claim. All right. Brought to you as always by the Carter Hughes Knowledge Institute. We have the channel, we have the website as well. Simple, easy to follow tools that could help you throughout this VA claims process, right? And in that helpful veteran section, it can help you get an advantage as you go through this process. All right, today, what we're going to talk about is what is a nexus? All right, this question comes up a lot. Recently, I say maybe 2 to 3 months ago, in the comments came up again, right? What is a nexus? What is a nexus? So we're going to try to explain it in a simple, easy to follow way so that you can understand what they mean when they say nexus, right? With your Department of Veterans Affairs disability claim, when they say nexus, what do they mean? All right, so let's start with this VA claim. The statement that whenever you file a claim, what you're saying is, I'm suffering from this condition and it's because of the military, right? Every claim that you file, regardless of what it is, that's what you're saying. I'm suffering from this condition currently and it's because of the military. All right, so what you got to prove is that you're suffering from the condition and that it's because of the military. So we call a three-piece approval puzzle, right? We talk about the three elements. That's all this is, three pieces. The first piece, that in-service event. Second piece is the nexus, right? That nexus, the link. And that third piece, current medical diagnosis. All right, so layman's terms, three-piece puzzle. The first piece, you got to produce evidence that it happened in the service, right? What we're saying, I'm suffering from the condition now, is because of the military. Cool, show me it happened in the service. That's the first piece. Evidence that it happened in the service. That's like your service treatment records, incident reports, all those type of things. And then let's go to the third piece. The third piece is the current medical diagnosis. When you file that claim, we need evidence showing that you're suffering from this condition at this moment, right? Give me some evidence showing, right? Whether that's medical records or testimony from other people, whatever the case. Video cameras of you know, with a lamp, hey, whatever the case, you can get creative as you want. But that's what you're doing. You're producing evidence showing that I'm suffering from this condition now. So what that means is the nexus. That link between the first and the third piece, right? The second piece, all that is evidence that I've been suffering from the condition since I separated till now. That's the nexus. So that could be statements from people, yeah, I saw them suffering from it in 05 or 07 or whatever the case, right? If I'm in the military, something happens to me, I separate from the military, it's been 5 years since I separated. The nexus would be the evidence showing that I've been suffering from this thing for those 5 years. The time from separation up until now, right? There's three pieces to that approval, and they all based on evidence. You got to produce evidence to show each piece of that approval, right? The in-service event, the nexus, the current medical diagnosis. So that nexus, once again, that's the evidence that I've been suffering from the condition from the time I separated up till now. The further you get away from your separation date, right, the more likely you are to need a nexus. If you separate within a year, you don't need a nexus, right? They just presume, okay, boom, it's caused by the military. You separate within 5 years, they may not press you as much for the nexus, right? But what that nexus is, evidence that I've been suffering from the condition from separation till now. The second piece is just a three-part puzzle. Boom, right? And keep in mind that statement. Always saying with every claim, I'm suffering from this condition now, and it's because of the military. Military's like, cool, prove it. Or the VA is like, cool, prove it. All right? And how you prove it is showing 1, 2, 3. The first piece, this is the evidence showing that it happened in the service. Second piece, here's the evidence showing that I've been dealing with it since I separated up till now. Third piece, here's the evidence showing that I'm still dealing with it. I got a medical diagnosis for it, right? If you don't have a diagnosis, you can use symptoms to get it started, and then the VA will send you to get the diagnosis, right? So you can do it either way, but that's what the nexus is, right? Keep it simple, keep it easy. Three-piece puzzle. 1, 2, 3. That's all it is. Every piece is evidence, and you can get as creative as you want. Evidence that it happened. I got a video showing that it happened. Oh, cool. That satisfies that it happened, right? Let's say I fell off a ladder. Oh, here's the video, right? You know what I mean? Boom. If that's the case, right? But that's what you're trying to satisfy. Evidence that happened in the service. Evidence that I've been suffering from it from separation till now. evidence that I'm currently dealing with it, right? That's what those current medical records are for. But again, keeping it simple. As always, hey, learn the information, use the information, and if you deem it to be valuable, share the information, man. Like, this is a good one for people to kind of get an understanding of what you're trying to prove with every claim that you file, right? That's what the Nexus is. If you get denied, it'll be because of one of these three reasons. They either say, yo, there's no evidence that this happened in the service, or they'll say, yo, there's no evidence that you have a current diagnosis, or they'll say, there's no evidence of a Nexus link. What they mean is, there's no evidence that you've been suffering from this stuff from the time you separated up until now. So you got to produce that evidence, right? Testimony, doctor's records from work people, or whatever the case. But that's the evidence that you got to produce in order to satisfy that Nexus portion of it, right? Hey, use the information. That's it, man. I'm done. Have an incredible day, man.